Too much never hurt somebody. Wait, no, I take that back. Alright everyone, so let's get started. Now for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a very intense, a very pink editorial makeup look with some white accents. So I'm really excited for today's makeup look, especially because I've seen a couple of people on Instagram using the Cactus lipsticks on the eyes, and I feel like it's a really good idea because these lipsticks are really pigmented and they're very soft and lightweight, so I feel like on the eyes it's probably going to be really nice. So let's just dive into the makeup. Alright, so I'm going to start like usual by taking my MAC Pro Longwear paint pot and prime my eyelids, and like usual I always like to be very generous with the primer, so I'm going to be applying that all over my lid, and I'm also going to be taking that on my lower lash line because we are going to be doing something very funky on the lower lash line as well. And you'll see that today's makeup look is going to be really quick. It's not very long, it's not very complicated, but I feel like it's going to be really pretty and it will look complicated, you know what I mean? So next, what you could do if you don't want to go directly in with this product on the eyes, you could always take just a light brown shade, any kind of light brown shade, and you could use that with a small precise brush, and you could just use that to sketch out where you want the color to go before going in with the deep shade. But I'm feeling very dangerous, so I'm going to jump directly in with the lipstick. I'm going to be using the Cloud Lab Lip Clay lipstick in the shade Cactus Flower, which is the bright pink shade. I'm very scared, so it looks like this. So I'm going to take a good amount on the back of my hand, and with my Morphe M250-1 brush, it's a very small precise brush, I'm going to be taking the lipstick with the brush, and I'm first going to line where I want the eyeshadow to go. So I'm going to be creating a line from not the end of my eye, but a little bit closer to the center of my lash line. I'm going to take the line to the end of my brow, and then I'm going to take it back in towards my inner corners. And the line does not have to be very precise because we are going to be blending it out after. So now that I'm happy with that line, I'm going to take it in from the end towards my crease. I'm realizing that this lipstick is so creamy and like so forgiving. It's so easy to use on the eyes. So next, using my JH42 brush, I'm going to be taking that and doing very small tapping motions just to blend the pink out a little bit. I don't want this shade to be too smoky, but I do want to have some blend. So I'm just going to do some very small back and forth motion just to get a smokier effect. And I think, like, usually pink lipstick and red pigments aren't really supposed to go around the eyes because they can stain the lids. So I kind of feel like this is probably going to be on my eyes for quite a while. I'm just going to be taking some more and just intensifying the color a little bit more. So I feel like these lipsticks are so creamy and they're kind of like a satin texture, so they're not going to dry down like a liquid lipstick. I think I'm going to have to use a pink shade, a pink shadow to set the lipstick down. So I'm going to go in my Raw Beauty Christy and Pure Cosmetics palette. You can take any bright pink shades you have. I'm using this one because it's the most neon I have. The Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette does have a really nice bright pink shade also, but I'm going to be taking that shade with the same JH42 brush. And with that shade, I'm just going to tap it on top of the pink lipstick just to make it more bright. Whew, yeah, that's intense. I think I do need some more precision, so instead of the JH42 brush, I'm going to be taking a very tiny beveled brush. And then using nothing on my JH40 brush, which is a very small blender brush, I'm going to be using that on the edges of the pink, just to make that shade more smoky. And I'm going to go back in with the pink shade and intensify the color. So I'm just going to do a lot of back and forth until I have the intensity and the blend that I want. Now for this very sketchy part, I'm not sure if this is going to work because we have very bright pink on the eyes and I really want to do a graphic white liner, but there's a lot of chances that the white liner is going to turn light pink. Usually whenever I want a white shadow to look very bright, I usually go in with a Q-tip and I remove some of the shadow, but because the eyeliner I want to do is very thin and very precise, I'm risking to remove too much eyeshadow by using a Q-tip with some micellar water. So I'm going to take a chance, and I think first I'm going to be using a concealer to kind of like block out the pink just a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with my NYX SFX cream colors. I'm going to use the white shade and I'm going to go on top of the concealer, and if it's not white enough, I'm going to be using the white from the Raw Beauty Kristi and Pure Cosmetics palette. So for this type of job, I'm going to have to use a very high coverage concealer. So I'm going to be taking my MAC Pro Longwear concealer in the shade NC15. I'm going to grab some of that on the back of my hand. You don't need a lot. And with a tiny detailed brush, this is a BH Cosmetics detailed brush, I'm going to use that concealer to sketch out where I want my white eyeshadow to go. So I want to create a line underneath the pink line here and on top of the line in my inner corner crease. And as I'm going, for example, I just applied some concealer and the concealer was already turning pink. So I went back on the back of my hand to remove the pink concealer and I grabbed some new concealer just to have the most white concealer, just so that there is not too much pink in the product. Also, I'm just going to stop the tutorial really quickly. I really want to have your opinion on something. So CeraVe sent me some new products. And I know I'm a makeup channel, but I kind of have acne prone skin, and they sent me a line, like a cleanser and a serum for acne prone skin. This is a resurfacing retinol serum, and you also have the acne foaming cleanser. I kind of had this idea to do a video where I use these products for a whole month and I give you updates on how these products are working for my skin type. So let me know in the comments below if you would like me to create that type of content. I just wanted to have your opinion on this, but yeah, let me know in the comments below. So let's continue with the eyeliner. Alright, so here we go. So I have a line underneath the pink and on top of the pink in my inner corners. I'm going to do something more interesting with the line in my inner corner. So I'm going to take the beginning of the line and I'm going to create a round shape going onto my lower lash line, and the line is going to go from white to pink. So I'm going to make sure I have no pink on the brush. So with that concealer, I'm going to create a rounder shape going from the beginning of the line to my inner corners. And what's really practical with using concealer as your guide is that if you're not happy with it, you can just blend it in and it looks like you just have concealer. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with what I have right now. So I'm ready to use my SFX cream colors from NYX, and I'm going to be using the white from the palette with the same detailed brush. And I'm just going to apply that on top of the concealer. Alright, so because I don't want this white shade to transfer, it's already transferring a little bit in my crease, I'm going to be taking the white from the Raw Beauty Kristi palette with the same precise brush, and I'm just going to tap that on top. But I don't feel like I need to do that with the line in my inner corner because usually in that area there's not a lot of creasing. And next I'm just going to take some more of my Kaleidos lipstick and I'm just going to line my lower lash line and just do a tiny little flick on the outer corner. And I'm going to start and blend that lipstick with the liner that's coming from our inner corner. So I kind of want to do a gradient from white to pink. And I am going to be doing some back and forth between the brush that has the white and the brush that has the pink until I'm happy with the gradient. And I'm also going to set that lipstick with the pink shadow from the Raw Beauty Christy palette and intensify that pink shade. And next, because I feel like this makeup look lacks dimension, so I'm going to be taking my Kaleidos Club Nebula palette and I'm going to be going in the shade Celestial, which is a really nice pink to gold color. And I'm going to take that with a flat brush. This is the JH41 brush. And I'm just going to tap that in the very center of my lid, right here, just to give some more texture to the look. And now I'm just going to apply some mascara. I'm going to be taking the Milk Rise Mascara. So update, in my last video, I tried for the first time the Milk Rise Mascara and I was kind of like not very impressed by this mascara in my last video because I felt like it didn't really do much for my lashes. And also, whenever I put the wand back in the tube, because I thought that the hole for the brush was too small, all the mascara would go to the side and I felt like I was losing a lot of product. But Milk Makeup, they reached out and they actually told me that the first run of this mascara was slightly overfilled. So that's the reason why it's kind of like overfilled. That was really nice of them to explain that to me. And also, I've been using this mascara ever since that video. It's really nice. I'm the kind of person to really enjoy a natural type of lash every single day, and I really like the effect that this mascara gives me. It really does separate the lashes and gives a really nice look to the lash, and it's very, very buildable as well, so you can really layer this mascara on to make a more dramatic effect. But yeah, I've been really liking this mascara, so I'm just going to do a nice coat of this mascara on my upper and lower lashes. Alright, so now I'm going to start working on my complexion. So I've been really liking this primer. This is the Hydra Veil primer from Illamasqua. And this really reminds me of the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, but better. The Milk Hydro Grip Primer, I feel like it's a little bit too thick and too heavy for my liking, but this one is so lightweight and it leaves such a nice dewy look to the skin. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that. You really do not need a lot of this primer, like a little goes a very long way. So I'm just going to massage this into my face. And this primer, when it dries, it's kind of like the Hydro Grip Primer. It stays a little bit tacky so that the makeup on top has something to stick on. For my foundation, I really want to try this again. This is the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Long Wear Foundation. And this shade is way too light for me, but I really want to make it work. This is the shade 100. And I remember really liking this foundation. So I'm just going to do one pump on the back of my hand. I'm just going to dab a little bit of that all over my face. Ooh, I remember this foundation smells like yogurt. I don't know why. And with my Rare Beauty foundation brush, I'm just going to buff this foundation into my skin. Oh yeah, this foundation is way too light. And I really like the texture of this foundation. Like, it's very, very lightweight and it looks really natural. All right. I look very fair. For my concealer, I'll be taking the Benefit Boiing Concealer in the shade Carry On. And this concealer might be darker than my foundation, but whatever. I'll make the foundation work, don't worry. So I'm just going to take some of that concealer under my eyes. And I'm just going to buff that in with my foundation brush. With a very small, precise brush, I'm just going to use that concealer to carve out my liner in my inner corners because I feel like it's not clean enough. I need warmth. Oh my god. I'm going to take my Rare Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Power Boost. I'm going to grab that with a fluffy brush and very generously I'm going to be warming my skin up. Alright, so my complexion definitely looks a little bit more warm. It was looking very, very pale for a little bit. For my blush, I think I want to go for something not too pink, more neutral. So I'm going to be taking the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush in the shade Hope. I'm going to put some of that on the back of my hand. And with a dual fiber brush, I'm just going to pick up some of that blush, test it on the back of my hand so that there's not too much product. And I'm just going to dab that on the high points of my cheeks. That's such a pretty shade. Alright, and now I'm just going to fill in my brows using the Precisely My Brow pencil in the shade number 3. I'm going to fill my brows in, and then using the 24-hour brow setter, I'm going to fluff my brows up. Next, I'm just going to fill in my lips. I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Endless Cacao, and I'll be using this to make my lips look fuller and more fuller. So I'm going to be taking that liner under my lip and I'm going to be blending it downwards, and then I'm just going to line up my upper lip like usual, and this is going to give the effect of a more plump and full lip. And because my lips are so chapped, I'm just going to take my 101 ointment from Lanolips and I'll just moisturize my lips a little because they're very dry. And then using, of course, the Cloud Lab Lip Clay. I can never remember the name of these lipstick because the name is so complicated, especially with my English speaking capabilities. It's not very easy for me. But for my lips, I'll be using the Cloud Lab Lip Clay lipstick in the shade Cactus Flower. It's the shade we used on our lids. And I'm just going to fill my whole lips in with this. Oh yeah, that shade is really pretty. Okay, my lips are very filled. I think I went a little bit overboard, but I'm not mad. For my lip gloss, I think I want to go with this one again. So I'm going to take the Cactus Lucid lip in the shade Crystalize, and I'm just going to apply that on top. But instead of applying this directly on my lips, I don't really want to put a red lipstick in this product. So I just put a bunch of the gloss on the back of my hand, and I'm going to apply it with a brush. For my highlight, I'm going to be taking the Norn's Mesmerizer in the shade Web of Destiny. It's a really nice golden pink highlight. And I'm just going to place that on top of my cheeks on the very high points. Alright, I'm kind of like not sure how I feel about this lip with this crazy eye. I feel like it might be too much, but too much never hurt somebody. Wait. No, I take that back. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's video. I'm obsessed with this makeup look. The pink is just really amazing. And by the way, I'm really shocked at how easy it was to use this lipstick as eyeshadow. It blended beautifully. Like, I feel like because of the texture, which is very velvety, not like a typical liquid lipstick, it does not dry down really quickly. You really have the time to work with the shade to make it blend. So yeah, I'm very impressed with these lipstick as an eyeshadow. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I had a lot of fun filming this makeup look. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos every single Mondays, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of the makeup Mondays. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.